Hey everyone, today I'm going to be talking you through how I got this soft mauve-ish, grayish-ish makeup look. It's kind of a monochromatic makeup look. I can't stop wearing this look, so I hope you're excited to see it because I'm excited to show you more makeup looks. Anyways, let's get into this. All right, so first off, I'm going to start off with my brows, and I wasn't recording this part, but I did catch the tail end, so I kind of just fill in the inner part of the brows, outline the brow, and fill it in with some very gentle brush strokes. And I'm using the MAC Shape and Shade, I think it is brow tint in the shade Taupe, I think. I'm already behind on this voiceover. Okay, next up, what is happening? Oh, Anastasia Beverly Hills Eye Primer. Love this stuff. Using it to carve out my brows. And I'm using a concealer brush, and I just dip it, like I squeeze out a little of the primer on the back of my hand and just dip the concealer brush in it and then carve out the lower part of my brow and the top part. This is the worst technical voiceover ever, but you know, hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But I'm just carving out my brows to make them look nice and clean. Okay, next I'm dipping into more of the eye primer and just spreading it all over my lid and then blending it out with a dry beauty blender. I like using a dry beauty blender because it doesn't thin out the eye primer too much, so my eyeshadow will still stick to it and look extra, like it'll make it pop. So anyways, okay, moving on to the Lunatick Cosmetic Labs Supernatural palette. Love this palette. I've had it for a while and just never reached for it, and now I cannot stop wearing it. It is so good, and it's got a coffin shaped palette and I can't get enough of it. Okay, anyways, this is the shade Ghoulight. Oh, you know I love that. Ghoulight. And I'm just packing the shade onto the outer corner, just placing the shade first. I'm not doing any blending quite yet. And because I tend to get what I call skid marks towards the inner, like once I start getting into my crease, I will switch to a smaller blending brush so I can really get into that crease and it doesn't give me those skid marks, or at least blends them out so it doesn't happen. This brush is from the BH Cosmetics Rose Quartz set that I can never stop talking about. I love this little tiny blending brush. It makes all the difference in that crease. So if you've been having some issues blending out your crease, I had the same problems. I will link this in the description and highly recommend it. It's so good. Okay, anyways, now I'm going into the shade Reincarnation, and I am placing this on the very edge of where we placed the Ghoulight shade. So just like between where it's still skin and the Ghoulight shade, I just place it right there on the edge until the product leaves the brush. Then I go through with a clean, it's like there's nothing left on the brush, and I just continue to blend this out around the edges very softly. And here I was just taking my time with it. I kept all the footage so you could see how long it took me to blend, but I was just enjoying a podcast, so I took a little extra time blending here, and then I added a little bit more of that Ghoulight shade to add some more depth into the outer corner. And I think I even added some into the crease, or just blended it into the crease, and then added a little bit more of that Reincarnation shade as the transition shade. And here I was basically just bringing that color up a little bit more. I didn't go full on wing here because I'm going to add a winged eyeliner, but I also didn't want to do just a round or circular type of look that I normally do. I kind of wanted an in-between, so I guess like an almond shape, maybe you would call it, where I do flick it out a little bit, you know, towards the brow bone, but I'm not going some sort of intense kind of look. But yeah, just continuing to blend and blend and blend. And then when I got tired of blending, I decided to do a cut crease. So I dipped this concealer brush. First, I kind of sharpened it. I kind of pressed it in between my fingers so I got a really nice good edge. And then I dipped it into that Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer. And then I started carving out my cut crease. So starting in the inner corner, I bring the eye primer just up to the crease, like kissing the crease barely, and then kind of follow the crease into, like, you know, the shape of the crease, the natural shape. And then as the product starts leaving the brush, then I slowly start tapering it so I get a nice airbrushed look. And yeah, I use the word cut crease very lightly because I do have some wrinkly ball sack eyelids. So yeah, it's more of like a blended look. All right, next I'm going to go into the shade Myth using a Sigma E55 brush, which is a super dense, not super flat brush, but kind of a dense, flatter-ish brush. And I'm going to place this shade right where we put that eye primer and did that cut crease, just placing that Myth shade there. Then I'm going to go into that shade Reincarnation And I'm going to, this is using a fluffier brush, I'm going to place this in between that darker Ghoulight shade and that Myth shade we just laid down. I'm going to blend between the two and get a really nice transition going on, a nice ombre effect, airbrushed effect. I'm also going to go back into that shade Myth on that Sigma E55 brush. I'm going to highlight my brow bone area, and then using just my clean, like nothing is on it, blending brush, just gonna run that in between that mauve shade and that Myth shade and just make sure everything is nice and blended. All right, we're moving on to eyeliner. I'm using my new favorite eyeliner of life. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid eyeliner. I love this stuff so much. It is so black and so matte. I got so tired of these super shiny black liners. This is madder than matte. It's so good. Okay, anyways, just outlining my wing first. Now that I can actually take a breath, because this is taking forever. Got really fast there for a second. Okay, just outlining the wing first, and then I just slowly but surely fill it in. Try not to blink. I am 1000% sure that I am not breathing at this point doing my eyeliner. But anyways, moving on, what are we doing next? Oh, we're doing the Possessed method, my favorite. Using the, I'm tightlining, basically using the Rimmel Soft Kohl eye pencil, just trying to get through this guy. Also using the Milk Makeup Kush mascara, my favorite mascara, so good. Makes me have those amazing thick spidery lashes I love. Okay, also trying to do some primer, but had some mascara on my finger that would have been bad. Got that cleared off using the, I think it's called Touch of Soul. Is that what this brand is called? I think. Got it from my BoxyCharm. I really like this primer though, and had to point out my hormonal zit, but that's okay. Anyways, using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Luminous Foundation. Still love this foundation. This is in the shade 110C. I swear, I feel like I'm the driest person on the earth, especially during winter time, and this is the only foundation that makes me look like I have skin. I don't know if I'll go back to It Cosmetics. Is that weird? I feel bad. Like, I feel like I've cheated on it, but I can't get over this foundation. It's so good. Like, there's enough coverage to cover my pink areas of my face or any redness, but it's not too much coverage to where it ages me, is how I feel. So this is like my perfect 30s and beyond foundation that I've been looking for. But even if you're not in your 30s and you have dry skin, love this. I also want to try the Fenty one. If you've tried the new not moisturizing, but luminous, it's supposed to be dewy for dry skin, Fenty foundation, let me know in the comments, because I'm curious if that one's as good as this. Anyways, just trying to cover my zit, my reoccurring zit, literally the one that would never go away. It reoccurred twice in 1 month. It was fantastic. Anyways, just quickly wrapping up this foundation situation. For concealer, I'll be using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh mascara. Concealer. Can you imagine mascara here? Okay. Concealer. I don't know the shade of this, but I don't remember, but I'll leave it in the description for you. But just blending this out with a dry beauty blender once again, because I love the coverage of dry beauty blenders. And then I'm going to set it using the Milk Makeup Translucent Powder. I'm just going to set this with and inhale it apparently with this Real Techniques brush. And then we're going to start working on the lower lash line. I'm going to go into the shade Ghoulight with, I'm just using a regular, this is a blending brush, but it does have a smaller edge. So I'm using I'm barely dipping in just the edge, like the tip of this brush. But if you do not want, like if you're afraid it's going to make it look too blown out, or like, you know, you have bags under your eyes or something, you can use a smaller detailer brush and press it right up against that lower lash line. I just really like to blow out my lower lash line, so I'll use a larger brush and I don't mind it at all. But I'm just pressing this up against my lash line. So you'll see I'm not going too crazy with the blending, just pressing it up first. Then I'm going to go into the shade Reincarnation with a smaller blending brush. This one, once again, is from that Rose Quartz set. And I'm going to start really, you'll see me start really blending it out. So I add the shade on top of that Ghoulight shade and just start going to town, but I'm lightly going to town, just gently, and blowing it out as far as I want it to. You can blow it out a lot or a little bit, whatever you want to do. Then I'm going to go into the shade Myth with that Sigma E55 brush and place this in the inner corner. It just finishes it, gives it a really nice matte pop. I love a matte pop on the inner corner. I don't know, it's my new favorite thing. I'm obviously really overly excited about it. Mascara on the lower lash line. Oh, and then we're moving on to lashes. These are the House of Lashes. Are these the icon? No, Natalia lashes. I've been loving these too. I'm just using my little Sephora contraption to apply these. I lost this for so long and was using tweezers and psyching myself out. I thought for sure I was going to poke my eye out, but I found these once again with the little rubber edges that help so much. If you've been struggling with lashes, this helps, I feel like. Anyways, just applying my lashes and moving on to contour. I'm going to jump back into this baby. This is the Lunatick Cosmetic Labs contour palette. I used this on my last makeup tutorial. I think it was my Get Ready With Me. And it was, this is Redemption. I had the wrong brush. It was way too like fluffy, so it was not giving me a good contour at all. And I was frustrated with it. So this is Redemption right here, using the Real Techniques contouring brush and dipping it into, I don't know what shades they are, the lighter bronze, orangey bronze shade and the lighter kind of grayish shade. I blend the two to get a really nice grayish tone, a little bit of warmth and a little bit of coolness. I'm also going to use for blush the mauve tone and the lightest pink tone. I blend them together with this angled blush brush and I just tap this onto my cheeks. And it looks so washed out you can't really tell, but in real life I had blush on. And then I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills loose highlighter in the shade Snowflake. Love this, and this amazing huge blending brush from BH Cosmetics that makes every highlighter look amazing, like skin. And for a dry girl, that's saying a lot. Just applying this on my cheekbones. Love this stuff. Then I go back in with a little bit more blush and just blend it out because sometimes that highlight gets a little harsh, even for me. Okay, for liquid lipstick, you know what I'm using. I can't stop using this for every tutorial ever. I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Grim, which is a really nice, pretty grayish tone. And the cool tone vibe goes with this look. You could also use a dark vampy purple if you're wanting to go for something a little bit more bold, or even a black lipstick, or a really nice light pink lipstick if you're going for something a little bit more soft and pretty, or even a washed out lip, whatever you want to do. Anyways, just pulling my hair out. I mean, trying to take my hair down here. Anyways, this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this mauve moment. If you did, you can give it a thumbs up, say hey ghoul hey down in the comments because you know I love talking to you. Also let me know any other makeup tutorials if you have any requests, any palettes you want to see, any colors you want to see, like color combos, anything like that, or if you want it edgy or smoky, whatever it is, let me know in the comments because I definitely want to integrate more makeup tutorials into my content. Anyways, thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys next time.